Hi, my name is Megan. I have been coming to the Way since October.
Rachel, why don't you tell us a little bit about your journey in following Jesus so far and just what your relationship with him has looked like?
Lyndon, why don't you introduce yourself and just tell us a bit about your decision in life to follow Jesus?
Hi guys, I'm David. I grew up as a Christian. I was raised in a Christian home, but I always had some reservations. And then as a young adult, they started to become things that I couldn't really ignore. And I had some feelings and frustrations, and I ended up walking away from God and from the church.
My parents moved around a lot to build churches and plant churches all over, so we moved over when I was younger.
Yeah, well, I grew up in a Christian school and I never really thought of it as a relationship.
8 months ago, I was pretty desperate. I asked God to heal from him because the way that my life was not how I see Christians are to live and how I read about it in his word.
It became a lot harder for myself, so focusing on God and everything kind of slowly but surely fell away.
When COVID first hit, we didn't really know how wacky things were gonna get, so I actually went to stay with my parents, and for no reason at all, when I was packing, I just threw a Bible in the bag, and I had no desire to read the Bible, I had no desire to do anything like that, and I threw it in the bag and then forgot about it, and then a few weeks later, it just my interest was piqued, and I just opened it up and started reading, and I read Job. Of all things, it's it was totally new. It totally broke my heart. And I was like, this guy, Job, knows something I don't. And so then from there, it just I had an appetite again, and it was different because it wasn't based on the expectations of the people I was around or whatever else. It was something it was the first time I think it really felt like something completely different and outside of me reached into my life and started something that I couldn't have conjured up in myself.
I know our whole campus went to Camp Rockridge, and then at the end of the camp, they told us to just sit near the lake and just, be in God's presence, just talk to him. And I was just crying out to God. It's where are you in my life? Because I felt really lonely and depressed at that time. And then he just said to me, I am here, come as you are, you are my friend, and you don't have to be alone in this.
So in asking and praying, he said, I want to be your father, your brother, and your friend. And as he spoke these words, he reminded me of a time that I was deeply hurt by either my father, my sister, or a friend. And he said that I was there, and he saw it, and he said that I can go to him for everything, and I just came to believe that he actually loved me. Wow.
One time, a prayer meeting, the preacher asked if you were all in, and I was like, wow, I feel weird right now. I don't know why I'm being pulled this way and this. And then he's like, are you all in? If you're all in, everyone close your eyes and stand up. So I stood up and I was like, this is the moment where I'm all in, this is my next step, and it's been a crazy journey from there, the ups and downs.
I think I'd held off on baptism because I felt like I lacked wholeheartedness in my faith. It was always sort of parts of me would believe, and so I always felt like I wasn't ready or I wasn't good enough. And then what happened in the last couple years is that stopped mattering because something was happening in me that was realer than all of those thoughts or doubts. And so, yeah, it's a relationship that's been developing with Jesus really strongly for the first time in my life, in a really concrete way. So this is just the natural progression of seeing that become more concrete in the world. It almost feels like there's no way I couldn't get baptized at this point. It would just feel unnatural.
As I begin to see the transformation that he's had in my life, I want to take this step of obedience and to do that among the community.
At this point, I'm so deep into my relation with God, and I think I want to take this next step with him and just taking my cross and demonstrate my love and my faith to others.
I feel like this is the right time. I feel called to to get baptized today, and that this is the next step for me as my public declaration of my faith.
All right, Megan, do you believe that Jesus lived, died, and rose again for you?
Yes.
And you commit to following him for the rest of your life?
Yes.
All right, so it is my privilege and honor to baptize you in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
I baptize you in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
It's your dad and I's privilege to baptize you now in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Huge pleasure to baptize you in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.